Hi everyone. In today's lesson, we're going to learn what APIs are all about, and we're going to look at one example demo of Quandl API. Let's dive right in. So we're going to look at these steps, which is what exactly APIs are, a demo, and we're going to look at the big picture of what is happening, and then we will codify those steps, and we will look at what the final result is. So let's think of the metaphor of when you go to a restaurant and you place an order, the waiter goes in and brings the food from the kitchen. And as customers, all we know is we're reading from a menu, placing our order, and then we get the food right there, right? APIs work in a similar way, where a client says in the input what kind of data they want to see, what format they want to see, and all these possibilities are available in the documentation, which we can read through and give our inputs, and then we get the output back. And the API is going in the server backend, and it's just producing all that data for us based on the requests. And that's all we need to know as a user, right? As the users of these API, as consumers of the final data. It's basically a piece of software that is allowing you access to certain components of the software without letting you know exactly everything under the hood, right? We don't need to know all those complexities. Now, we're going to use Quandl API, and we are going to use this to bring the data of 5 different companies or indexes, which I have represented with different colors. Orange is for Apple, blue is for Amazon, and then we have Exelon Corp, NASDAQ index, and then we have Royal Gold. This API will give us lots of columns. It will tell us what the opening price is, what closing is, what the adjusted close is, so on and so forth. We don't need all that for our analysis. And so we clean it, and we take just one relevant column, which is the adjusted close. The date is the common index between these two, the common axis. We then take those and merge them in one final table, which is a data frame containing the adjusted close of all these 5 different indexes or companies, right? And then we're visualizing the data just to see comparatively how these 5 different companies and indexes move across the time of 2 different years, right? Of 2 whole years. Let's codify these steps. I got all this code by looking at the Quandl API documentation, which is like a menu of a restaurant. So let's look at one company, which is Apple. AAPL is the ticker symbol. We are using Quandl to get Apple data from the start date of July 2015 all the way until December 2017. Right? And we rinse and repeat 5 times for all the 5 different ticker symbols. And then we retain just one column, which is the adjusted close, and we rename it according to the company's ticker. And then we join all of them together using pandas concat function. And then we have one final data frame, which is a table, which contains all the values that we require. And then there's a function called plot data, which is just plotting this into a line graph. Let's look at the implementation of it in the code format and what exactly is produced eventually. So when we entered all these, all this code, which is pandas Python code, and finally what we get is this table, which looks like this, and we get stock price plotted using matplotlib. And we can see the movement across the 5 different companies and the 5 different timeline across 2 years, right? All the details, right from importing all the required modules all the way down to normalizing this, is there in detail inside of the repository, which is in the link below. You can find all those things. Going too deep into the normalization process is a little out of scope for this lesson, but I hope you enjoy this lesson, and please leave a comment about what you would like to know further, what questions you have. That's about it for today. Thank you.